Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Barely Bookish podcast. Today, we are continuing on with the Vampire Lestat. Jesus, I'm just stuttering my whole way through it. But you know what? We're rolling. We're rolling. It's a good fucking day. Happy Wednesday, listeners. We're back, and Candace is back.
Hi.
At this point, I think I've chained you to the chair, and we're just going to continue to talk about Lestat and this book series.
If you chain the willing, it's just kinky, Rachel. Okay.
I mean, that's what we're into here at this point.
I mean,
whatever, man.
This book is really going to test people's boundaries, I think, and people's limits, especially the 2 chapters or 3 chapters we're going to talk about today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I feel like our entire podcast is just testing people's limits.
Genuinely, at this point.
Yeah.
Thanks for being with us here, guys.
Yeah. Every time we're together, it's same shit, you know?
No one is asking for a break for our shenanigans, so until someone is like, hey, could you get somebody else in here for less shenanigans? I don't, it's not my problem. Not your problem. Everybody's having a good time.
I feel like a little bad when I have other guests on too, because then it's like people are like, I've had people who've never listened to my podcast before be on, and they're like, how okay are you with shenanigans? And I'm like, very more, please. If people weren't okay with it, they would just listen to an audiobook.
Mm-hmm.
But we are on part 3, and I'm gonna guess on how to say this. Vaticum for the Marquise?
Mm-hmm. Viaticum, I think.
Viaticum? Okay. Mm-hmm. I just saw cum and then I was giggling a little like a 4-year-old.
A viaticum is the Eucharist, the Holy Communion. So I think what this is saying is with Catholicism, the Eucharist is like the blood and body of Christ. Mm-hmm. So I imagine here what they're saying is like giving the Eucharist or the holy blessing to the Marquise, who is his mother.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Fancy way of saying make him a mama vampire, maybe.
Maybe. Who knows? Little spoilery, but who knows? I kind of hate chapter titles that get spoilery, but you know
Same.
what? We'll roll.
Same. But I mean, I feel like this one pays off like almost immediately. So yeah. You don't have like long to wait. But there are some chapters that are really poorly named to the point where you're like, I don't even want to read this now.
Yeah. You're like, what the hell? So chapter 1, apparently Lestat is an early riser, which is something he's super braggy about.
So braggy.
And he's like trying to be a little subtle about it, which is hilarious, but it's giving like when you're on vacation with someone who's a morning runner.
Oh my God. Yes. And they're like so proud of it. You wake up and they're like, I've already run 20K and had 3 orange juices. I'm feeling great. I took my vitamin. You're like, just shut the fuck up. All right,
shut up. It's like 9 p.m. and they're already in bed and you're like, we are going out. What do you...
The only going out I need is with the sun. Shut up.
The horrible part for me is that I am such a night owl that like I can get 4 hours of sleep and suddenly at like 10 p.m. I'm like, I'm awake. I've risen. I am here and ready to party. And I can stay up till sunrise. But getting me up and out of bed at sunrise, even if I've gone to bed at 9:30, impossible.
Yeah, same.
I wish. Happening. But it's never
unless something bad is happening. Like if my cat decides that he wants to do a flying karate chop leap onto my stomach at like 6 a.m., then sure.
Yep.
But if I see the sunrise, it's because I have not gone to bed yet, most of the time.
So this also apparently means he can stay up later because he's like fine with the twilight hours, which is interesting to me. I was like, this seems like strange because he's like, yeah, not only do I wake up way earlier, but also I stay up way later. And I'm like, sir, I don't really understand here. Like, I don't know why you can somehow sleep less, but okay. Not getting it.
Yeah, I don't get it, but I think like every time Lestat says something that's confusing, the way I read it is just, so I'm the best. And no other vampire has ever been better than me in the history of vampirism. And this is just another example of why I'm superior to literally anybody else who has sharp canines and drinks blood to stay alive. Like, that's all I hear.
Yeah.
That's all I read.
No, that's pretty accurate. That's pretty fair. I'm not going to lie to you.
Yeah.
So he gets up, throws himself out of his coffin, starts sprinting to his mother, and then I thought it was really cute that even though his mother is like actively dying, like
Yeah,
on death's door, she got all dressed up for her son.
she
Like,
did.
aw.
It was so cute.
Wouldn't be me. If I was on
No,
death's door, I'm not. No. You can
no.
see
If
who
I
I
have my
am.
period, you're lucky to get me in anything but sweatpants. Let alone like am actively dying of a wasting sickness. Like no,
Yeah, no.
incorrect. A corset? Good luck.
No.
You're lucky if there's a bra. Okay?
Literally. I don't wear a bra any more often than is what society requires of me, you
Literally.
know?
Literally that. But she's like, "Yeah, I'll willingly put a corset on that's like squeezing me right in the area that's horrible. Yes,
Mhm.
I will
Mhm.
do that." Like, "Ma'am, why?
Couldn't
No
agree
one
more.
asked you to do this."
Truly. So, his mom wants the pain to be worse so that she can welcome death but not be afraid of it, which
Mhm.
like, oh,
Yeah, it's brutal.
like I feel like it's like similar to someone who has a chronic illness where
Yeah.
it's like it's just like achy all the time and you're like, "Man, if this was worse, like I hate how bad it is now, but if it was worse, it would at least feel like immovable and someone might do something about it, but like a
Mhm.
constant ache, you're
Yeah.
like, what? Nothing will be done." You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very hard. And like I think too that like one of the things that I notice about this scene, especially like with her achiness, like over time when he was talking in previous chapters, he didn't realize that she was sick. She was so good at hiding it. Like she was so
Mhm.
stoic. And the day that he finally realized that she was sick, it was because of like an error that she made. Like there was like a moment where she kind of like played like showed her hand a bit. And that's
Mhm.
how he realized that she was sick. And then she admitted to him that she was sick and dying, like before she
Mhm.
sent him away to Paris. So like I find it so interesting that in this moment, like she's thinking this about her body and how she feels, and he can hear her, like he can read her thoughts.
Mhm.
And it's like one of the things that he had said about their special bond and connection as like mother and son before when he was younger is that like they almost didn't need to speak. Sometimes they would share comfortable silences and they would just kind of know what the other wanted or how the other was feeling. And
Mhm.
that's only become like real now that he's a vampire, right? Like it feels like the same energy that they shared before is just now amplified by his vampirism. They're
Mhm.
still like on that same even keel. And I feel like this whole scene is just such an interesting show of care. It's like the end of her life and she knows it's the end of her life. And like for the
Mhm.
first time, she's like, well, I guess I should be a little more open. And so she travels all the way to see him, like knowing that she may or may not last the trip. He's like, oh,
Mhm.
I want to send you away with Nikki. You guys should go to Italy. She's like, I won't make the trip. Like, he thinks that in his mind, and she speaks out loud, "I won't last the trip. Like, this is my final trip. I
Yeah.
purposely chose this as my final trip." Like, she's a woman that, like, does very big, grand gestures, but then doesn't say a lot about them, and this time is, like, no different. The only difference
Yeah.
here is that he can hear her talking, even though she's not
Mhm.
saying anything to him verbally.
I kind of love that though, because she's like not a woman of words, but a woman fully of action.
Yes. And I think that's part of the reason that he sees her as being so strong and so powerful. Like,
Mhm.
even when he's younger, right? Like, he looks at her like she is this force of nature because she is a woman who is, like, stuck in the circumstances of her time, but
Mhm.
she still manages to rise above and to have a bit of control that she can exert, like, over her life and over the things that she does and the way that she lives. She's trapped, but, like, the cage is really beautiful. Like, she's made a
Mhm.
beautiful cage, right? Of her surroundings. And so now she's, like, out of the cage, and she's with him, and she's ready to go, but is terrified and, like, can't bring herself to be honest with her son about being scared because he's like, "She's
Mhm.
fearless." Even before, he was like, "She's fearless, she's not afraid of anything," and she's, like, terrified, and it's this emotion that she's not familiar with, and he immediately recognizes it in her and does not judge. Like, it's a very beautiful chapter, honestly, like, between the 2 of them.
Yeah.
It's a very unconventional portrait of
Mhm.
motherhood and, like, mother
Mhm.
and son relationships, but, like, the earnestness that exists there is very pretty and very beautiful. Really nicely written.
Yeah. Anne Rice just does such a nice, like, a great job. I love
Yeah.
her.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, girl, what the fuck? But also love her.
Sometimes she really goes on, but then sometimes her descriptions are gorgeous. Like when
Mm-hmm.
he walks into the room and he sees her for the first time, she's like standing by the window and all of the candles have been unlit, right? He's had them all extinguished because he knows that it's going to freak her out if she sees him as he is.
Mm-hmm.
And so like he goes to her and like he first walks through the door and like sees how like beautiful she still looks. She reminds him of the way that he saw her when he was young. And Anne Rice basically writes this little passage where he's like, for a moment, it's just the two of us. And like, we are as we were before any of this happened, before Magnus did this to me, before sickness took her. And I'm her son and she's my mom. And like, things are beautiful and she looks gorgeous, just as she always has. And like, it's so touching. Like, it's so
Yeah.
touching. I think this is probably the most touching moment Lestat has had between either book. This might be the
Mm-hmm.
softest and sweetest one.
Yeah. Lestat has his moments.
It makes me scared for him though.
Yep.
Like this is such a nice moment. I'm like, who's gonna ruin this?
I
Someone
know.
always ruins things for you. Sometimes it's you yourself, sometimes it's other people. Right now it feels like someone else is gonna ruin this for you, and I'd like to know
Yep.
who it is.
Yep. For sure. So they start talking to each other in their minds, and she tells Lestat that she's always loved him and always will. And I'm like, aw.
Mhm.
And then she realizes something's fucking up with Lestat. And she's like,
Mhm.
come over here so I can see you as you are now. And I'm like, all
As
right,
you
girl,
are
you fucking
now?
know.
Yeah, I got that
Mhm.
too. I was like, "Mm?"
Literally. Like, nothing's getting past her. She's lived too much of a life, you know?
Mhm.
And like, Lestat's also her one kid she's noticeably closest to,
Mhm.
you know? So
Yeah.
it's like any small detail about him, she's like, all right, the fuck's going on over there?
Yeah.
So he puts out the candle before she can get a good look at him. And I thought that was hilarious. I thought that was so funny.
Mhm.
Like, I'm just imagining she's like steps closer and he's like,
Basically. And she's there like, "That's not suspicious."
yeah.
That's
She's like,
this
that's
is
fine.
fine. I'm not
Yeah.
concerned at all.
Nope, not even a little. And then he decides to handle it the most Lestat way possible and just throws all of his memories into her brain, so that she can find out he's a vampire and how it happened. And I'm like,
Mhm.
why? Why would you do that? Actually,
'Cause she's a straightforward lady.
I mean, sure. I don't know if mind melding was the way to do that, but you know,
I feel that. Can you imagine you're just standing there minding your business and, like, your sibling or son or parent walks up to you and just, like, puts a hand on your shoulder, and suddenly you see a strange toothless man dancing in the flames and burning to death? You're just like you look down and it's, like, his body, but also your poop in your pants?
yeah,
That doesn't sound good.
I would
Probably
just
not how
like
I would've done it.
pull my phone out and be like, "Here's my therapist's number."
My bad.
Yeah.
Didn't mean to give you the shakes. You alright? You right there?
I'm just imagining, like, do you think he omitted the shit part, or do you think he left that shit in?
I don't know, I feel like he probably left it in, like, this is the first time he's, like, told somebody about his situation, and it's
Mhm.
his mom, so I feel like he was probably just like, "Mommy," and then told her all the shit that happened, and she's, like, over there like, "Okay, okay, okay, yeah, okay, mhm, mhm, okay. Poop, though?" Like,
Literally.
probably with him the whole time, and then gets to that and is like, "And you want me to, like, just be chill with that? Like, I'm not supposed to have any feelings about it or"
I'm just imagining, like, to my own mother, if I did this, my
Mhm.
mom would be like, "Okay, and next time you present your origin story, here's what we're admitting."
Here's a Cliff Notes version. This is
Yeah.
what I think you should use instead.
Yeah. Maybe don't include your sire burning himself alive. I would take out the shitting yourself part. Um,
Nobody likes Pooplestat.
yeah. I also wouldn't include the spelunking, just kind of like you can teleport. You can just be like, yeah, no. And my room is in this cave over here.
And
I
then I
don't
saw
think you
some
need.
bodies. No.
Yeah, I would take that out too.
No, no.
So he's like, "Hey, Ma, do you want to be a vampire?" And she's like, "Yeah, I guess." And I was like, that's maybe not the best way to do this."
Yeah, man, she's, like, sitting there, like, having this consumptive episode where she's, like,
Mhm.
coughing up all this blood,
Mhm.
and he's like, "I could fix this for you," and she's like, "Well, death seems to be taking his sweet ass time, so I suppose if you could help me out, that'd be great." Like, it's not
Yeah.
like a whirlwind kind of, like, thing or a thing where she's like, "Let me think about it." It's very much like, "Hey, got 1 ticket to vampirism. You want
Mhm.
vampirism? You into that?" And she's like, "I mean, I don't have anything on my calendar for, like, a week and a half, so yeah, I could probably do that." Like, it's so
Literally.
I don't know. It's very dramatic. The rest of this scene is deeply dramatic. This
Mhm.
is one of those where I look at Anne Rice and I go, "Ma'am?
Yep.
Ma'am what? Ma'am."
Yep. So Lestat starts giving his mother blood, and it starts causing him immense physical pain. Which I was
Wait,
like, yes,
before that,
okay,
he drinks from her.
uh huh,
And I don't know if you caught this,
okay,
but what I got out of it,
hmm,
so she's like coughing up blood and he smells the blood and is like Bruce in Finding Nemo, where he's like, "Oh," and his eyes get all big. It's like
yeah,
that, where he like
hmm,
smells the blood and he gets real excited, and she like sees him get excited about the blood, and she's already said yes. So then he's drinking the blood, and I'm like, "Are you drinking the blood as it's coming out of her mouth? Is she baby birding you the blood until you bite her?"
no,
That was the energy I got. Was that like the blood was like coming out of his like coming out of her mouth, and that he was like drinking the blood, and then he like bit her and
yeah,
drains her, and she like falls back on the bed all like "Ee!" And that's when finally he was like, "You should probably drink from this wrist situation that I'm presenting to you." And she's like, "Yeah, that's a good idea."
yeah,
But then it hurts, and I'm like, the whole time I'm reading the scene, I'm like, "This is why this is why you shouldn't be making vampires. You are not old enough,
yep,
okay? You do not have the potency that you need in your magic blood
hmm,
to turn somebody else. Like, the fact that it hurts, it's not I don't think it's supposed to hurt. I don't
I
think
don't
it's
think it's
supposed
supposed
to
to
feel
hurt.
like a fucking, like this guy's talking about, like, basically, like, what he describes to me, like, in modern terms, would be like a freight train, right? Like, it feels like
Hmm,
she is pulling him out of his body
yeah,
because he didn't even have the clarity or consciousness to feed before he got there. So she's literally
hmm,
drinking him, like, what makes him himself. It's strangely intimate, you guys.
it
If
is
you are sensitive to
weirdly,
stories that have incest in them, I
yeah,
would say on a level of, like, fanfic to Game of Thrones,
hmm, we're in
this
City of
feels
Bones,
it feels right in the middle, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it feels like it's in the middle, like, it's not I don't know how explicit I don't think that it gets explicit here, I don't know if there's gonna be more, but, like,
yeah,
right now, it is not explicit, and, but it is just uncomfortable enough. I feel
hmm,
like this scene, even if it does make you uncomfortable, though, is more than worth reading because literarily, it is very much some formative modern gothic fiction, like gothic
hmm,
romance, right? Like it feels very dark and very horrific, but also like sexy, even though it's his mom and you're not supposed to think that's sexy. But also, it
yeah,
helps because Anne Rice is like, "Psst, not really his mom anymore. They're like on an even keel now because she's dying. She's going to be reborn as a new person. Like, don't worry about it. Like, it's not a, you know what I mean? There's very much like a, don't worry. Shh, 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 shh. It's okay. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna get you from point A to point B. Energy to it. But like,
yeah,
I love like it feels very Shelley-esque almost. Like
hmm,
the shock value that Mary Shelley put into Frankenstein. It feels like it's a similar, like it's a nod to that, like a handshake,
hmm.
the way this is written.
It's just so Anne Rice just loves to toe the line in general.
Yes. Yes. Edgelord.
Yeah. Like someone I feel like would call her out and be like, "Hey, isn't that a little incesty?" And she'd be like, "And?" Like she gives me that vibe,
These
you
things
know?
happen. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, they're vampires. Get over it.
So fucking weird. It's fine. We love that for her, but also like, girl, what the hell?
Yeah, man.
So she ends up sucking a ton of blood from him and he passes out. Like
Mhm.
poor
Yep.
guy. And then we're on to chapter 2.
I don't feel bad for her. I don't feel bad for him. I don't feel bad for anyone in this situation. I'm like, I think you guys might deserve each other.
Yeah. This is like giving when someone like somehow makes like a grand off stocks and then they
Mm-hmm.
like throw all of their money into like random ass fucking stocks and then tell their friends they need to start investing in stocks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, same vibe.
Yep. Yep. Agree. I like that this next chapter kind of begins with like this like weird ass vibe in the room.
Mm-hmm.
He talks about for like before he passes out in the previous chapter, he's like, "Oh, I whisper her name, Gabrielle. Like she wasn't my mom anymore. Like she's just herself. Like she's a
Mm-hmm.
person now. Like
Mm-hmm.
that version of her that was my mom is gone." And like I read Gabrielle and I get to this chapter and I start reading like more about like what he's saying about the experience of being with her and waking up, looking at her, how she appears, right? How the vampirism has changed her. And I'm like, man, Gabrielle is such a good vampire name, right? It feels like real
Yeah.
old and like it feels like fantastic enough, but like
Mm-hmm.
also like pretty, right?
Mm-hmm.
But also I'm like, Gabrielle also feels like a vampire that will tear the thread out of children.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like she it doesn't feel like a sweet, like nice vampire that's gonna
Mm-mm.
like just be, a homie and like help little old ladies cross the street at night and not drink their blood mercilessly. Like it very much feels like someone who is waiting to just absolutely lose their fucking mind.
Oh yeah.
So I'm really scared. Like that no one has done anything to make me feel this way about this lady yet. But also I feel this way about that lady.
I know she's giving vampire crash out for sure.
Right? Like it's like a fine line she's given right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like she's walking. She's got one foot in one part of her life and another foot in chaos. And we're
Yeah.
just along for the ride. Like I'm looking at Lestat and I'm like, Lestat, you are not ready for this. You are not ready to
Correct.
be a quote unquote dad. This is not your time. You should have listened. This is a bad
Mm-hmm.
idea. I get
Terrible
it.
idea.
She seems fine. But also, what do you know? You've met one
Yeah.
other vampire in your life.
Yeah, and he died in 15 minutes.
Like, you are woefully unprepared.
Yep. It's giving teenage pregnancy for
It
sure.
is. I forgot the whole
So,
section of this book about his mom, by the way. I did not remember any of this. I'm reading it like,
oh, like what we're talking about right now?
yeah, I
Yeah,
completely
I
forgot.
know.
This whole section, I could tell you more stuff that's happening in the future. No memory of this. None.
I didn't finish part 3, so I've literally only have like half of my notes for chapter 3, which is gonna work out because there's no way we'd even get to chapter 3.
Mm-hmm.
But so I'm like perfect because I like chapter 1 I read so like a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
Chapter 2 I read more recently. Chapter 3 I'm like getting there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm also like Jesus Christ. His mom is like what the fuck.
Mm.
So okay, so Lestat wakes up and he feels like he's in a chair at his father's house. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Then he like realizes he's actually in Paris with his mom, which I'm like, it's a weird. I'm trying to figure out why Anne Rice planted that for us.
Same. The only thing, so what I wrote down was
Mhm.
that in Interview with the Vampire, we meet Lestat's dad.
Do we?
Yeah, Lestat moves his dad into Point du Lac
Oh
to the
yeah, I
plantation, and he's
forgot.
in a room, and like he's like they hate each other. Like
Yeah,
Louis is like, you need to be nicer to him, and he's like, fuck that old man, I hate him.
I
Like,
forgot.
so I'm like, okay, so this is what's happening with your mom. Like, I think one of the most interesting things about this book as a sequel
Hmm.
is that it's not really a sequel. This book is the first book in a series, and then Interview with the Vampire functions as a prequel. Right?
Yeah.
Even though that's not the order that they were released in, when you read
Hmm.
these two books, that's what I don't know if you get the same thing, but like the
Hmm.
energy is that of a prequel rather than the first book and then this being the sequel to that book. This
Yeah.
very much feels like this is the first book. And then also there's this information from Louis' perspective.
Yeah.
Because like you're like dealing with Lestat and every step that he makes, every move that he chooses to like embark on, every choice
Hmm.
and decision, you know that it leads to Interview with the Vampire. So you're
Hmm.
just like, how does he get there? Like I'm looking at this right now and I'm like,
Yeah.
what happens to the mom that makes you get your dad back bring him to America and
Mhm.
not turn him, because I don't think he's a vampire, his dad.
No.
He's
He's
just
definitely
really, really
not.
old. He's, like,
Yeah.
ancient. He's, like, 100 and something. He's, like, almost 100 years old, I think. He's, like, just stupid old. But, like, he's, like, totally alive in Interview with the Vampire. So I'm like,
Mhm.
what is going on? Like, what is
Yeah.
going on with the mom? Something horrible is gonna happen with this lady.
Oh,
I don't know what
for
it's gonna be,
sure.
but it's
For
killing me. It's
sure.
eating me up.
So, as we mentioned, his mom's a vampire, looks hot. This is when he starts calling his mom Gabrielle.
Mhm.
He realizes though that he can't hear his mother's mind, but he knows she's hungry, which is
Yes. And he's like, "I
interesting.
don't know if I can." I'm sure it's not her fault. I'm sure, like, she's just like, there might just be something wrong. Maybe she hasn't grown into it yet. And I'm like, "See? This is why you shouldn't have made a vampire before you were ready, because she
Mhm.
doesn't even now she has half-baked powers?
Yeah,
What's that gonna mean for her? What other fucked up
literally.
ways is she gonna be going through life?"
Yeah, and it's like the hard part is he doesn't know that you don't get to hear the vampire thoughts of those that you sire. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's
He
just
has
like he's
no
just shot in the
information.
dark.
He has no information. He's like, "Whatever, I'll figure it out. Anyway, my mom's here,
Yeah.
yay!" Like,
Then he's also like, okay, we need to get out of this apartment before everybody in here realizes that we're vampires now.
literally. There's, like, people outside knocking on the
Yeah,
door. He's like, "Yeah, I think it's time.
it's time
We
to
gotta
go.
blow this popsicle stand."
Time to skedaddle. So they climb out the window and then they sneak, like they fly out. Uh, like they're big fans of flying out windows. Let's start there. And then they end up going and sitting on top of a carriage for a second. Then they climb off the carriage and they like go into the streets and they're in Paris. So his mom starts having the spasms of her death, but they're still stuck in Paris. And he's like, "We need to get to the castle. We have got to get out of here. Like, you don't want to shit your pants in the streets of Paris. Okay, we've all been there. We don't want to do it again." So Lestat's still freaking out because he's like, "I cannot read her mind. I don't know what the hell's going on. Like, what are we doing?"
Mhm.
So scurrying around town, his mom ends up finding some random dude on the street to eat. He didn't think to warn her. He's like, you can't drink them until they're dead. And he's like, oh, I'm glad she figured it out. I'm like, Jesus, like this is why you can't be making new vampires. What are you doing?
Dude,
Raw dogging this whole thing.
like, genuinely. Genuinely. Didn't even try to do research, though. Like,
No.
the hubris. Once again, we see Lestat's hubris. Lestat's
Yep.
like, "I can do anything. I'm the best vampire that ever lived. I don't know
Hmm.
any other vampires, but surely I must be the best." Like, dude,
Truly.
get a grip on your life, sir.
So they both end up hearing the presence of whatever, which is it's now developed to a point I don't think we can keep calling it the random teenage ghost. Um, it is now the presence, which is another baller pronoun. Okay.
Genuinely. Genuinely.
Like,
Yes.
I'm telling you, I if you're a real goth, you're a little emo, a little goth, a little alternative, and you're like, I need to shop for a good pronoun.
Boom.
Read an Anne Rice novel, because goddamn,
Easy.
easy money. These are so hard. She's out here doing the work for you. The presence? Yeah, the presence will be joining me in a moment. Are
Yeah.
you joking?
Yeah. Yeah.
That goes
Yeah, that
hard.
one fucks really hard.
Real hard. I'm just imagining someone's bio is like, she, they, the presence.
I mean, it might be coming. Don't tease me. I
Dude,
might need to do that, actually.
that's fucking baller. That's
Yeah,
fucking
we're on a
baller.
slippery slope now. That might be coming. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Uh Now just like I feel like we should just keep a list going of all the pronouns in each of these books that you as options. A little resource guide. The compendium, what we thought we were getting, a timeline, what you actually got, different pronouns Anne Rice uses that go fucking hard.
Genuinely. Genuinely. How is that not like a Tumblr page already?
I literally someone's got to have done it. Like we can't be the only people reading this right now. You know what I
No.
mean?
No, cannot be. No way.
It would
Impossible.
it would be very Lestat of us to be like, "Oh, we're the only ones that have noticed."
That right there. Like that right there, but also, I haven't heard anybody talk about this, so
I know. Am I just not getting tagged in the circles in which everyone's giving the badass fucking pronouns in?
if so, I'm hurt.
Yeah, the fuck? Tag me. Damn. Okay, so the thing hates them. Lestat
Hates them,
can,
calls them what? Usurpers?
outlaws.
Outlaws, that's right.
Very
Horrible.
spaghetti western.
Mhm.
I just talked about like I taught a new generation about spaghetti westerns
It's
yesterday,
important
which
to
is like,
do.
yeah, truly. Okay. So Lestat knows that his mom has all of his powers, but they can no longer hate each other, and he has no idea to what extent she has his powers.
See, to me, I'm like, "She's ignoring you, dude." She doesn't want you up in her brain. That's what it is. Your mom is having all kinds of fucked up thoughts about murdering people in the street shamelessly
Mm-hmm.
and does not
Mm-hmm.
want to alarm you, and that is why you cannot hear her thoughts. Like, I'm 90% sure that's what the book has not confirmed nor denied that yet, but to me, that is what's happening.
I mean, we already know from the TV show in the first book that he can't hear her thoughts because he sired her.
Mm,
You know.
still.
But also, even if he could, I think it would 100% be, oh, crazy,
Mhm.
crazy. You can't
Mhm.
hear my thoughts? Okay, now I'm going to think with my own free will and about all of the war crimes I've had to commit.
Literally that. Literally that.
Yep. So that is all we have time for today. Candace, where can the people of the internet find you and all of your stuff you're working on?
You can find me as the newest co-host on Three Black Halflings, which is available wherever
Woo!
you listen to podcasts. Thank you very much. We just had a really successful Kickstarter. City of the Black Rose season 3 may or may not be coming out. So if you like kind of gaslight horror, like neo noir kind of settings in your media. I highly suggest you listen to City of the Black Rose. The one shot that's in the Daggerheart system, which is new from Critical Role, can actually be found on Critical Role's Darrington Press YouTube channel if you'd like to listen to that as well. It's with me, Connie Chong from Transplaner, Caldwell Tanner from Game Changer and NADPOD fame, and Luis Carasso, who is from Critical Role and Tales Unrolled. You can also hear me in the video game Monaco 2 as well as Banshee on itch.io/CLB Games, which is a walking sim that I helped produce and fully voice. And then you can also hear me in Bloom and Blight, Wayward Autumnal, and The Melancholy We Weave. All of those are on YouTube, and I believe 2 of them are probably also on Spotify, if you'd like to listen to those. And Frequencies is back. If you like scary horror about what it means to be a creative who monetizes your work for the first time, and you want to have some happy, sad anxiety with me, then listen to Frequencies by Patchwork Productions, everywhere you catch your pods. And I guess you can find me on Blue Sky too, at the Candace Marie on Blue Sky, at Candace Magnificent everywhere else.
You're doing so many cool things.
Thanks. I'm really trying.
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
And we'll catch you all here in 2 weeks with another episode. Bye, everybody.
Bye.